It's still getting in my space and touching me when I don't want you to touch me, so I'm gonna defend myself. Now get the fuck out of my
way. Hey, touch me, faggot.
I thought you guys were tolerant of gays.
Whoa. Mira. ¿Qué play? Vamos, caballo, mira. Buen play. Whoa. Mira.
What's up?
Whoa.
What's up? Motherfucker, you done?
Yeah, that was good.
Nah, fuck you, get away from me, bro.
I think you should come get your first time because he just roasted the booty.
That was good.
Come on, just do it out, bro.
Yeah. Somebody have my glasses?
Faggot ass Brittany.
Put him down again, man. Come at me again, bro. I'm gonna do it again. Put him down again.
Put him down again, bro. He's not doing good.
I'm gonna do it again, bro. Put him down again. Good.
You guys are up there.
LA Mayor Karen Bass just announced that she is giving free cash money, courtesy of the taxpayer, to all 1 million illegal immigrants in Los Angeles who are now afraid to go to work.
Flashback.
Gavin Newsom and his wife actually created an organization just to steal some of the fire aid money. Like, how this man is still governor of California and not behind bars is fucking mind-blowing. So I'm sure most of you have heard about the fire aid controversy, you know, where they had this concert to raise $100 million for the victims of the Palisade fires. And people started asking, hey, where the fuck did all that money go? Because there's not a single person who was a victim of the Palisade fires who's seen a cent of it. And through some investigative journalism, what we found is that they distributed the money in 2 rounds. Now, the first round just went to just a fuckload of NGOs. Like, some of them have nothing whatsoever to do with fire recovery, but they handed out 50 million apparently to all these corporations, and nobody did a fucking thing. But then when we got to round 2, this shit got even murkier. Because when you actually look at the names of who was given money under round 2, you saw this little organization called Cal Volunteers. Now, that organization is no longer listed as a recipient on the website. Funny how once the story broke, they took their name off the website. I mean, that doesn't look guilty at all. But Cal Volunteers is an organization that was recently created by Gavin Newsom and his wife. And they have never done fucking anything before this. This organization was created strictly for the purpose of getting fire aid money. And they've not said what they plan to do with the money they got. They haven't even said how much of the money they received. No, all they did when people noticed that fucking Gavin Newsom's organization was getting money was take down their name and their organization from the website where the fire aid money went. So, like, not only did these fires happen because Gavin Newsom is a shit governor and doesn't know how to manage shit, not only was the response to these fires complete and total dog shit because Gavin Newsom's a horrible governor, but after his failures, he then created an organization just to siphon off money that they raised to take care of the people that he was supposed to take care of. This dude is a top tier fucking criminal.
Meanwhile.
Oh, wow. A Palisades homeowner trying to rebuild was just recently charged $53,000 connection fee by SoCalGas. Apparently, when a structure is demolished, aka Newsom and Bass let your house burn down, and you have to rebuild it, the service must be reestablished like it's a new construction. So SoCalGas said that they have been advocating with the state to get these rebuilding fees waived. Turns out the California Public Utilities Commission, CPUC, directly regulates all of SoCalGas customer charges, deposits, and fees. So SoCalGas can request approval to waive or suspend fees, but the CPUC must ratify a resolution authorizing the change. So even if SoCalGas wanted to, it is not allowed to waive these astronomical fees until the CPUC gives their stamp of approval. And wouldn't you know, the CPUC is controlled by 5 commissioners, all appointed by Governor Gavin Newsom. So, of course, we need to put public pressure on the CPUC to approve SoCalGas waiver of reestablishment fees in the Palisades. Please go to the CPUC website, cpuc.ca.gov, Gov, and file your request as a complaint. Thank you for your time.
Meanwhile,
I was at a gym and I go off to the restroom, and as I go in, which, you know, at the gym there are huge restrooms, but as I go in, there's a man standing in the mirror. He's just looking in the mirror and looks like he was doing something with his face. And I thought I had to go to the bathroom really bad, so I rushed by him thinking, oh, he'll realize in a minute he's in the wrong bathroom, because I've done the same thing. I've done that a couple of times in a rush and went into the bathroom and realized, wait, everything looks different in here. I don't know what those things are. So, wrong bathroom. And I rushed out. I figured by the time I come out, this man will be gone, right? Realizing he's in the wrong spot. Well, I come out and what do I see? I see this grown man still looking in the mirror, but this time I'm looking at him in the mirror as I'm walking toward him, but I'm seeing, because those long pane mirrors, you can see behind the person. So I'm looking and now seeing what he's looking at, rather who he's looking at. And there's a woman, she's undressing. And as she is, as she's turning around, it's like we all saw each other at the same time, seeing what's happening. She's startled and she covers herself up and she screams. He hadn't even really seen me yet, but he runs out. I said, and she said, what happened? What happened? Was that a man? Was that a woman? What was going on? I said, you know what? Don't worry about it. I said, you get dressed, meet me at the front counter. I'm going to go report it. I get to the front counter and I spoke with a manager, in fact, 2 managers. And to my surprise, there was the gentleman who had been in the restroom. He's up at the snack bar ordering something, just as casual. And so I said, that guy over there, he was in the women's restroom watching this woman undress, and she's on her way up here right now. I said, so I need you to handle this. And they said, oh, I know who he is. I'm sorry, there's nothing we can do about that. I said, excuse me? They said, there's nothing we can do about that. He just got registered to be a woman at the DMV. I didn't know what the heck they were talking about. I thought they had just lost their minds. And I had them explain to me. They said, well, something just changed in the laws and he's able to do that now. He actually changed his driver's license to reflect that he is now a female. I said, he looks like my husband. I said, there's nothing female about him. And I said, and he was in the restroom. I'm telling you, I just saw it with my own eyes, watching this woman undress, but acting as if he was in there doing something else. There was no sink. There's no washing of the hands. It's just a mirror and a counter. And she saw it. And so they said, we understand, but there's nothing we can do. He's now registered as a woman legally in the state of California. So he is now able to use your restrooms and etc. I said, okay, thank you. That helps me know what I'm to do now. I'm going to cancel my membership, which I did that day. It's done. And I found a new gym that honored the space of women, okay? But here's the capper. The Lord is so good. As I went to get in my car, turned on the ignition, and lo and behold, there's a pastor, Jack Hibbs actually, was making an announcement and saying that California, and not just California, but other states as well, had just been introduced to this law, a bill signed into law by Obama that was allowing what I just encountered, what that woman just encountered. And I'm like, what the heck? I mean, the Lord, because I was still confused, like, what are they talking about? But to get in the car, and then there it is, there's the answer, explaining to me what we just experienced. And he had petitions that you could get from his church. I got those petitions, had them mailed to me, and set out to have signatures so we could get this on the ballot so that voters can vote on, in our state, having this changed, because we didn't even get a say. Well, more people, in fact, the first place I started was the church, which is why, well, that's a whole nother conversation, but nevertheless, it was a mega church. And I figured, we were members there. I'm thinking, oh, surely the pastor would love to hear about this and allow me to have a booth or something set up where after church or even before, I can alert parents to protect their little girls because of this new law. He didn't want to have anything to do with it. That's how that ended. He says, well, it deals with politics and I don't want to touch politics. Can you believe that? And maybe there are many people out there still out there thinking like this, that believers have nothing to do with politics, which is so foolish. It's so ignorant, because it's part of our mandate to have dominion in the earth and to righteously manage everything that's happening in the earth. There's a huge difference between world and earth, and you need to understand that. So take some time and look that up. That's one thing. Put a pin in that. Let's move a little bit beyond to Mr. Newsom, who's been a nuisance for quite some time. In 2022, I believe it was, he signed a bill 351 AB, which all these ABs, they're just abominations, for California, that as of 2027, it has been proposed over our state that we will move into utilizing human beings as compost, as fertilizer. These are the men that have come together to tell us in California that we must put a stop to President Trump, and we must do what is right. We must protect democracy. Therefore, we must vote yes. And I pray to the Lord Jesus Christ that you are listening, because everything they say yes to, you say no to, if you're in your right mind. And everything they say no to, you say yes to, if you're in your right mind. And if you believe in true justice and true democracy and a true republic, true righteousness for your children and your family. In fact, it's common sense. If you have common sense, then you will say no, absolutely not. I wish we could say,
I am a legal immigrant. I was born in Israel, and I came to America as a child, and my parents, they actually had to fill out applications, and I had to go get sworn in to get my citizenship. So why are these people, why are they allowed to cut the line when my family had no line to cut?
How long did that take?
Whatever it took, we stood by the line. Whatever this country told us was legal, we stood by that line.
Were you facing persecution?
I didn't come here illegally. I came here on a visa. I was a child. I came here legally.
Was your country persecuting you?
No, my country
was persecuting me, and I came here and I became an American citizen. I'm a legal alien.
My country wasn't persecuting me.
How long did that take?
For me to become a citizen, I did all the due process, man. Every due process, every paper. Years.
We don't care how long
years,
it takes.
years. And even if it had taken 20 years, you know what? Let me tell you something.
I've
I've been here 22 years. You know when I became an American? A year ago. Best day of my life after the birth of my kids.
Okay, so can I ask you a question?
Yes.
Were you illegal before that day?
No, I was not illegal. I was following the rules. I was under visas. And the moment they said, this is one day over your visa, out. I was out. I was respecting the country that was welcoming me, that was giving me an opportunity and a chance.
Okay, so let me ask you a question. Damn, it actually just left my head.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
Great day to make some money, right, ma'am? Maybe after today I'll be able to buy some Gucci glasses like you. Maybe if I work extra hard and get some money from George Soros, I can buy myself some Gucci glasses. Mrs. Gucci? This is what democracy looks like out here. How much are you getting paid, ma'am?
Think I should hand out the deodorant? I gotta get deodorant, I'm serious.
Yeah, this one right here, she's got some gnarly armpit hair. Hit her with some deodorant. Got some gnarly armpit hair in there. Let's see if they can follow. Look, she's running fast. How fast do you want to run? We can run pretty fast with you if you want. Hey, can you tell these guys to stop following me?
Arrest this guy!
Arrest me! Now they're yelling I'm a Nazi. Now they're yelling I'm a Nazi. If I'm a Nazi, what makes me a Nazi? If you're going to yell in the streets of New York City.
You're a Nazi.
How?
You're a Nazi.
Nothing to say. Don't give him
Oh, you speak. She's wearing Gucci glasses. Isn't that against everything they preach? Becoming rich? Only the rich people wear Gucci. Look at her. You're wearing Gucci, ma'am. Shouldn't you not wear Gucci if you don't like the rich? Now they're celebrating a murder. Ma'am, you're kind of acting like a fascist right now. Look, at least we're making you get them.
Good luck, LA taxpayer. This just solidifies to the American people that the main constituent of the Democrat Party is in fact illegal immigrants and not American citizens. As always, like the video and subscribe to the channel. These Democrats are losing their minds.
When I heard this news about the cash payments, I thought this cannot possibly be true. But then on reflection, I thought, of course it's true, because California already provides the most generous benefits for illegal immigrants of any state by far. Newsom has driven Medicaid insolvent by giving out free comprehensive benefits for everyone. And now Bass is giving out these free cash cards. And apparently one of the ways you can get one is if you're too afraid to go into work. Well, number one, this fear, to the extent that it exists, is largely driven by Karen Bass and Gavin Newsom, who have purposely incited fear and driven these rioters into a state of frenzy. But number two, if we say that if you're too afraid to go to work, you get free cash payments, I think that all of a sudden we're going to find there are a lot more people who are suddenly too afraid to go into work. But the real kicker in all this is that Karen Bass has chosen, of all groups, Churla to distribute the cards. Now, remember, this is the group that got $34 million in funding and then played a central role in organizing the riots.
I mean, what a spit in the face to actual American citizens. People who get up early, work hard every single day because they have to provide for their family. And their tax dollars are being given to people who shouldn't even be in this country because they're scared to go to work. I mean, this should be considered aiding and abetting. What illegal immigrant will risk going into work, potentially being caught up in an ICE raid, when the mayor of Los Angeles is saying you can stay at home and we will just give you money? We have never seen anything like this outside of COVID, when the government forced us to not go to work. So it's like, yeah, you better be paying us then. But who's willing to bet the illegal immigrants get way more than the $1,200 checks we got? Because according to Democrats, those are the most important Americans in the country. They always say, how would our food ever get picked? How would our houses ever get built? They make it seem like illegal immigrants are the sole reason the United States is a world superpower. They built this country, not us. Los Angeles is stolen land, don't you remember? All of this blatant preferential treatment is largely why people got so fed up with illegal immigration in the first place.
Crying harder, crying harder. Trump is your president. Crying harder, crying harder. Trump is your president.
On the 3 unfired casings read, "Hey fascist!" exclamation point, catch exclamation point.
Do you think Donald Trump is a fascist?
Yes, I do.
No one has ever been more dangerous to this country than Donald Trump, and he is a fascist to his core.
Hey, let me shut down the city! We are at war! We're in a war right now.
We are at war.
So you have to be willing to do whatever is necessary in order to save the country.
And that's why the gloves are off.
Donald Trump and the MAGA Republicans represent an extremism that threatens the very foundations of our republic.
And yes, there are many threats to democracy. We see it with these extreme candidates.
I just don't even know why there aren't uprisings all over the country, and maybe there will be.
But you can only push people so far. And then they start to take matters into their own hands.
What the American public want is for us to bring actual weapons to this bar fight. This is an actual fight.
You know, this is literally call to arms.
The MAGA movement is a threat.
But Michelle says that, when they go low, we go high.
No. With all due respect, if they go low, we don't go high.
When they go low, we kick them.
We take them to the mud and choke them out.
And make sure that they stay down. And you know what? Kick them when they're down, because they deserve it.
Get up in the face of some Congress people.
We are going to be in your face. We are going to be on your...
We have to fight this in the streets.
We're going to fight it in the streets. It's time to step out of your comfort zone and step out into the streets.
To our Republican colleagues, if you do not see the light, we will bring the fire. Resist! You and your little friend off of Twitter. Y'all about to find out.
And if you see anybody from that cabinet in a restaurant, in a department store, at a gasoline station, you get out and you create a crowd. And you push back on them. And you tell them they're not welcome anymore, anywhere.
He's not going to have a third term. He may not finish this term.
That's the last few days you woke up thinking there might be news. Just saying. Just saying. There will be news sometime. Just so you know, there will be news.
I want to be remembered for courage for my faith. That would be the most important thing. Most important thing is my faith in my life.
But if you're not happy in the U.S., if you're complaining all the time, very simply, you can leave. You can leave right now. Come back if you want. Don't come back. It's okay too. But if you're not happy, you can leave.